So this is about near-death experiences. Scott asks, my question is about near-death experiences where people die and say that they are taken to heaven or hell immediately upon physical death. If that is the case, why then does it say in the Bible upon Jesus' second coming that the dead will rise in Christ? 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. How does this work? Okay, Scott, you've asked a really complicated question, so I'll try to give you a brief answer that does not confuse you even more. The Jews did not have a well-developed understanding of the afterlife, so it was difficult for them to picture life apart from the body. Hence the emphasis on Christ will come again at the end of time to resurrect the body physically. On the other hand, some Jews, Jesus included, and the Greeks of the New Testament could picture the existence of the believer and the unbeliever immediately after death. That's why in Jesus' story of Lazarus, Lazarus is already in heaven with Abraham, and the rich, callous, stingy man is already in hell. You can read that in Luke chapter 16, verses 19 through 31. And that's also why Paul would couple in 2 Corinthians 5:8 to be absent from the body and be present from the Lord. Some people say that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So from an earthly perspective, the body is still in the tomb if there is a body left, or the ash is still in the urn, or wherever the ash is. If the cremation is fine because God can recreate a resurrection body just as well from an ash as he can from a physical body. But the point is, when Jesus comes again in history, there will be a general resurrection to clear up all of the impermanent conditions, all right? But in heaven, of course, since there's no time, all has already been completed. But from an earthly perspective, verses like 1 Thessalonians 4:16 are necessary. You need to be able to see this as a mystery. It's a paradox. You know what a paradox is? Paradox, para means alongside, dux comes from truth. So it's two truths that seem to contradict each other, but really just complete each other. There is a sense in which immediately after you die, you're with the Lord. But there's, from an earthly perspective, you still see that body in the grave, and on Jesus' final coming, that body will be resurrected into a resurrection body. So that's why both seem true, because both are true.